Hello and welcome to Podcast Bites by India Law LLP, where we decode major legal and regulatory developments that impact businesses, fintechs, and consumers. I'm Uditi Singh, and today we are talking about something that will touch every digital transaction you make, from your UPI payments to your credit card swipes. The RBI has just issued a new set of directions on authentication mechanisms for digital payment transactions. India's digital payment ecosystem has exploded with over 100 billion UPI transactions in a year. With cards, wallets, apps, we live in a cashless economy. But with this growth came problems like fraud, phishing, OTP theft, cloned cards, etc. The RBI's existing rule of two-factor authentication kept us relatively safe. But technology evolved with AI payments, biometrics, tokenization, etc. So, the RBI decided it's time for an upgrade. In September 2025, RBI released Authentication Mechanism Directions 2025. Let's start with the basics. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is always mandatory. The system must verify the user through two distinct factors chosen from three categories. These categories are something you know, like a password or a PIN. Something you have, such as a physical card or token or your device. Or finally, something you are, which refers to biometrics, like a fingerprint or Face ID. This foundational rule ensures high-level security for all transactions. So yes, the familiar OTP on your phone still counts. But the RBI now wants at least one of these factors to be dynamic, that is unique to each transaction. That means no reusing tokens, no static PIN reliance, and a big cut in replay attacks. Even if one factor is compromised, the other remains secure. Now, here's where security gets interesting. The RBI is shifting the focus from the old every payment gets an OTP model to a smart, adaptive security system that uses a risk-based approach. Issuers like your bank or payment company must adopt this model, which learns from your behavior. For example, buying your morning coffee will likely pass instantly as the system recognizes this pattern. However, if you suddenly book a high-value item like a rupee 2 lakh flight from a different country, the bank's AI will flag it for extra checks. The RBI even suggests using platforms like DigiLocker to quickly notify and confirm these high-risk transactions, creating a modern, intelligent line of defense. Finally, the RBI is strongly emphasizing interoperability and tech neutrality. This is a major move to prevent closed ecosystems. Essentially, if a bank or fintech develops an advanced system for things like tokenization or authentication, that system must be designed to work across various apps and devices and not just within the company's own closed environment. This push ensures that your authentication tool is usable on any platform that complies with RBI rules, ultimately promoting open innovation and a more inclusive digital economy. While the bulk of these directions cover domestic activity, the RBI hasn't ignored cross-border card payments. By October 1, 2026, card issuers must implement a mechanism to validate non-recurring, cross-border, and card-not-present transactions. For example, using an Indian card on a foreign website. To boost security, banks will also need to register their bank identification numbers with card networks and establish a risk-based system specifically designed to detect international fraud. This means the next time you are shopping on an international site, your bank will have a smarter way to verify it's genuinely you and not a scammer operating in another time zone. Having said all that, who's responsible if things go wrong? The issuer, your bank, or fintech is on the hook. The RBI has made it clear if a loss occurs because the issuer did not comply with these directions, they must compensate the customer in full. That means no passing the blame, no fine print. And yes, they also have to comply with the Data Protection Act so your data stays secure while your money stays safe. While two-factor authentication is the rule, not every payment requires the full process. The RBI has carved out several exemptions for transactions considered low risk and already operating under controlled frameworks. These exemptions include small value transactions, recurring payments, certain prepaid instruments, offline small value digital payments, and corporate travel bookings. Importantly, by issuing this comprehensive set of new directions, the RBI has simultaneously repealed over a dozen old circulars dating back to 2009. The result is one unified, clear framework governing all digital payment authentication in India. Looking at the bigger picture, these directions mandate a complete tech upgrade across the financial ecosystem. For banks and fintechs, this means investing in dynamic tokens, stronger AI-based risk systems, and better device-level security. For legal and compliance teams, this is the time to revisit policies, contracts, and data handling processes to ensure they align with these and future-ready set of security standards. In essence, RBI's directions strike a balance between innovation and security. They ensure that India continues its journey as a global digital payment leader with trust and accountability. Technology keeps changing, but the law keeps us safe. Thank you for joining me on Podcast Bytes by India Law LLP. For more such information, contact us at contact@indialaw.in.